the good things about having Donald Trump been around as long as he has now in politics, nearly a decade. Can you believe it? It's been a decade. But one of the good things, the positive things, the things that brings us some clarity is you get to see the grifters and the charlatans outed after election after election. Glenn Beck is who I want to talk about today. Obviously, he's in the thumbnail, he's in the title, you know what I'm going to talk about. But it is remarkable when you stack up clips from years past against what he's saying now, that just, he's a liar and a charlatan, just a grifter. He's grifting off the MAGA audience. One, he used to hold in contempt. But when being a Trump opponent wasn't profitable, good old Glenn ran the other way. First, I want to thank, not first, I guess, since I just rambled for nearly a minute. I do want to thank Right Wing Watch, which is a nonprofit organization that if you have a couple dollars, you want to help donate, you want to help support their work, you should do so. There'll be a link below. I believe it's rightwingwatch.org/Dollemore. I don't get any of that. It has nothing to do with me. They just like to track where their donations come from. Or you just go to their website and donate. You don't even have to do the Dollemore thing. But the good work they do, yeoman's effort, as it were, to have the staff members sit and watch this filth, this absolute batshittery for 8 hours a day in order that people like me can spread the word about the dangers of white Christian nationalism and charlatans like Glenn Beck. First, what I want to play for you is a recent clip, last few days, of him really just admitting that he's in a death cult and somehow connecting Donald Trump's reelection to the second coming of Jesus Christ. Make it make sense. Make it anything other than blasphemy for his supposedly closely and deeply held religious convictions.
Gosh, I can't believe I'm here finding hope in this kind of stuff, but I really, truly feel hope in, I think Christ may be coming. Now, people have said that forever.
Sure.
The apostles said that. So probably wrong. Good shot, I'm wrong. But it's going to look like this.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we're
Absolutely.
at the beginning of the woes. But if it is, what an honor to be alive today.
Living in these times, yeah.
What an honor to be in his, even if it's not those times. We're fighting evil like we haven't seen in over 100 years easy. And we get to find out what's in us, who we really are.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Lucky for us, we get to see what's in you and who you really are, Glenn Beck. Sadly enough, we already know what's in you and who you really are. You're a lying opportunist, a grifter, a charlatan, working now in service to the election of Donald Trump, to the decimation of democracy in our country. And it's not new. It's not a new routine for Glenn Beck, which is so beautiful that we get to look back through the time machine that is clips from Right Wing Watch and their yeoman's work, and know that even back to 2012, he was doing this same nonsense, that if Mitt Romney does not get elected this election, what's he say? It's last call, America. Last call if Mitt Romney, now stalwart opponent of Donald Trump, isn't elected president of the United States.
If you look at history through a biblical worldview, the last step before a nation is completely destroyed is they drive the righteous from among them. If this isn't a sign of a group of people that will drive the righteous from among them, and that's the last step before God's wrath comes, I fear for our country. And it cannot be overstated. It cannot be called paranoid. If you are a God-fearing person, hear me. Last call, America. Last call.
It cannot be overstated. This is not exaggeration. Last call, America. If Barack Obama wins a second term. And here we are. 2016, same game, except this time he was supporting Ted Cruz because he was a vocal opponent of Donald Trump, calling him all kinds of names, using the F word, this moral, righteous Mormon man of God. Watch him in 2016 talking about if Ted Cruz is not elected, this is your last call, America. Last call, America? The same thing you said in 2012, you also said in 2016? Get a load of you, Glenn Beck.
I am the guy who talked in 1999. I told the listeners of New York when I was on WABC, I'm telling you, there will be blood and bodies and buildings in the street, and the guy whose signature will be on it will be Osama bin Laden, and it'll happen in the next decade. Nobody listened to me and nobody believed me. In 2006, I started talking about the housing crisis. Nobody listened, nobody wanted to hear it. The crash came in 2008. Nobody wanted to hear about the caliphate. I was mocked and ridiculed. I am telling you right now, this is your last call, America. This is your last call.
It's your last call, America. If you don't vote for Ted Cruz to be president of the United States of America, it's over. It is curtains for the country. And why was he caping for Ted Cruz and not Donald Trump? Well, he was a vocal opponent of Donald Trump, calling him things like a flaming asshole and a psychopath.
Donald Trump is the opposite of every great leader with humility I've ever seen. Donald Trump is the most arrogant man I have ever seen. You want to fix America? You do not do it with arrogance. It's the way we end, though. It really is. Let's go out in a big, flaming... I was going to use other words.
Show earlier, so you better watch it.
I have heard other words today, and I was starting to use. He's the biggest flaming body part that you could possibly imagine that is located in the back of an individual just below the waistline. This guy would be an embarrassment.
I tried to get this guy to say that Donald Trump was not a psychopath. He wouldn't do it. I said, well, you don't believe, I said to him, you don't believe, because I didn't think he did. I said, you don't believe he's a psychopath. You just think that he is a clinical narcissist. And he looked off camera like, is this a joke? Am I on candid camera? He's like, no, I think there's pretty strong evidence that he's a psychopath. Wow. And this is not the first time I've heard this. This guy, I believe, is dangerous. I believe he is dangerous. Tinfoil hat Don is crazy.
We see you, Glenn Beck. We see you. The only thing that changed about Donald Trump was you couldn't make any money being an enemy of Donald Trump. You couldn't make any money being an opponent, a vocal critic of Donald Trump. That you would be jettisoned to the nether regions. So 2012, last call, America. 2016, last call, America. 2020 rings a little different. Not last call, but a little bit more ominous that we are in a battle against Satan himself. This isn't a battle against us and Democrats, against us and the Democrats. This is a battle against Satan himself. If you don't vote for Donald Trump, you're letting Satan win.
I just warn you that we are in a spiritual battle against evil unleashed. We are not fighting the Democrats. We are fighting Satan himself.
Hey, ooh, easy. Oh, sorry. Satan was attacking me. Look, it's the same deal now. I got two more clips, but one is just the same kind of thing. His predictions. I mean, one of those clips, he was bragging about his predictions being right. No evidence of it. He just says it, clearly. But here he is just days ago saying the same type of thing, doom and gloom about this particular election, that if we don't win this election, the country is over. It's splitzo. It's done. Watch Glenn Beck continue his losing record of predictions relative to presidencies.
We're at a critical junction. This is where the train track splits forever. If we lose this election, I truly believe we've lost the country. This isn't just the most important election of our life, which they always say. This could very well be the last free election in an America that we have understood for 250 years. If we lose this election, we may not make it as a constitutional republic by 2026. That's not hyperbole.
By we, he means he and Donald Trump. If the Republican Party and Donald Trump does not win this election, he truly believes, a little extra stank on truly believes, that we've lost the country. This could very well be the last free election in America that we have understood for 250 years. Because the threat to democracy is clearly Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and the Democratic Party, not the man who has said he wants to be a dictator on day one. Not a man who has said that all rules, regulations, and articles up to and including the Constitution of the United States should be terminated because he didn't win the 2020 election. Not that guy. He's not the threat to democracy. Donald Trump. No. It's Kamala Harris. It's Tim Walz. It's the Democratic Party, who's fighting tooth and nail to preserve democratic rule in this country. But again, you shouldn't take anything that Glenn Beck says with any salt at all, any weight at all, any seriousness at all, because he does this not even about presidential politics, not even about elections. He did this same thing, just a replay. You just take out Common Core and plug in critical race theory, and he has the same ominous warnings. Watch this. Again, brilliant mashup. Thank you, Right Wing Watch. I'll be making a donation after this video. Watch this.
It changes everything. I believe Common Core is the biggest story in American history, because if you don't stop it, American history is over as you know it.
You hear anyone say that this isn't a big deal, they are either completely out of touch or they are lying to you. The press is circling the wagons around critical race theory because they know it is critical for their plan to go through. If they can't finish the indoctrination of the next generation, America survives. If they continue the indoctrination, America is over. It is just that simple.
Back to back, it's so remarkable. If you don't stop it, American history is over as you know it, relative to Common Core in 2013. 2021, relative to critical race theory, if they continue this indoctrination, America is over. Everything is this boogeyman for Glenn Beck. Everything's going to end America, except the things that actually will end America. Liars, grifters, charlatans, multi-millionaire Glenn Beck. Sickening. What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. We can talk about it in the comments. You can talk about how wrong or right I am there. I would love that. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me with an email from your email machine, daily@dollemore.com. I would invite you to consider supporting this work, helping support a non-grifter, a non-charlatan, a non-liar, a non-predictor of things that don't come to pass. I'm talking about me. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I'd love to see you there. I'd also love to see you on social media. If you're already there, do not sign up to follow me. That's self-immolation. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. If you're already there, I love and appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.